Big smile on a Friday for you guys. Happy Friday. We did it. We did it. Um, Still got 10 subscribers. Woo woo. And made it to 11, but somebody dropped. Hopefully you still watching. You still watching. Um, you know, sad news. Jerry Springer done died. He died yesterday. Was I a fan of Jerry Springer, the character? Because I think, they play characters. No. Did I thoroughly enjoy the motherfucking show? Absolutely. Niggas and crackers clowning? Come on. I remember when I was in college, I took... Ooh, no, it fell, y'all. Hold on. I remember when I was in college, I took public speaking. And there was because I used to have a problem with public speaking. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? I know, it's crazy. I used to stutter and trip over my words, but my public speaking professor told me that my brain works faster than my mouth, and I absolutely believe that. So I have to see, it's happening. Carmen, I can't get that word out. I could spell it. I have to put my sections of my thought in compartments, right? Compartmentalize. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. And then I feed from those compartments. So he worked with me on that. Because I'm already done with this whole conversation in my head. My mouth just can't keep up, right? Because I'm not from this planet. Hello. That's why I'm allergic to everything. I have all 4 seasons of allergies. Your food makes me sick because I'm not from here. But anyway, we're talking about Jerry Springer, the character. No, I didn't like. I don't know how true it is, but I think he has a special needs child. I mean, if he died at 78, this is an old woman now who he never really got involved with and just financially made sure that his daughter had care. So basically, I'm not going to be a dad to her, but I will pay for all her medical, and she lives in a residence and she's well taken care of, but she ain't going to know who I am. And maybe for some people having a special needs child is hard, but he didn't abandon her financially. She's well taken care of. But I remember hearing that, and that was a little bit of a turnoff to me. But you know what? I don't have a special needs child, and I don't know how hard it is to look at this person and be heartbroken every time you look at them. So as an adult, I realized he didn't abandon her and say, fuck, this not my child, just can't be involved in the life. And you know what? People are allowed. And you know what? The man was working. I think he was a lawyer first, right? He's a lawyer. Then I don't know the trajectory, but this is what I know. He was a lawyer, got the show, worked the show until it was canceled for like 27, 30 years, and then had a judge show and was still fucking working. So you know what? He probably said, my kid need lifelong care. I'm going to keep working. Anywho, other than that, you never really heard any scandal. I think he ran for political office and I think he won. Other than that, Jerry Springer was the talk show character that I knew. But, and who pretty much got famous like Maury, off of niggas and crackers clowning. But I'm here for it. I watch trashy TV to realize my life is amazing. But if I had to say I have a favorite episode, I don't, because this person came back multiple times. But my favorite character is that big old tranny, Brittney. Brittney would come on there. Brittney was a man, big old she nigga, not passing, and will fight women. And I remember Brittney came back and had got somebody pregnant. You got to look up Brittney on YouTube. It's really good. That was my favorite character. Because I'm a fag hack. I got a things for the trannies and the gays and shit like that. So Jerry Springer done died. I think he was 78. Cancer took him out. And then Carolyn, I don't know her last name. I just know her name is Carolyn. Is it Burke? She's the white woman falsely accused Emmett Till of whistling at her. She died at 88 in hospice. There was a warrant out for her arrest. They never served it. She lived a long, full life, was able to um, live a good, full life. Knowing she lied and got this young black boy, Emmett Till, brutally murdered. And I remember being in elementary school during Black History Month and them showing us the pictures of Emmett Till in the casket. That's what his mother wanted. His mother was like, y'all gonna see this shit. Y'all gonna see this. And then when I went to the African American History Museum in DC, I didn't even go in the memorial. I couldn't do it. I mean, I know what it looks like. Those images will forever live in my head rent free. It's pretty much burned into the back of my retina. But I really couldn't see it at the museum. I had my kids with me, and I think that's what it was. Like before I had kids, I could look at it and be sympathetic. But now that I'm a mother, I was empathetic, and I don't like being an empath. Like I told y'all before, I used to be an empath, and I fight really hard not to be because I can't take on nobody's emotional baggage. I got my own. So I think it was too triggering for me how it came out. The people coming out there crying and shit, as they should. I just had my kids with me, and when they see me cry, I try not to let them see me cry because they feel it. You know what I mean? But anyway, I remember when, the protesters and stuff fairly recently wanted the sheriff's department to act on that warrant. And they went there. She came out with her breathing tube and shit. And the grand jury or whatever said there wasn't enough evidence to bring up any charges on her. But there was evidence that child whistled at her. Man, please. Anyway, so there wasn't enough evidence to bring up charges on her. Whatever. That's America. But it's funny because this happened almost 70 years ago, or over 70 years ago. I remember it's something about 70, and they still killing little black boys in the street. So what has changed? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Instead of the KKK, it's the police. It's the boys in blue and not the boys in the capes, right? So nothing has changed. That's it. So sad news. Jerry Springer died and this woman died. Now I'm not sad that she died. Fuck that bitch. I hope she goes to Dante's Inferno. If y'all believe in that. I'm sad that no justice ever came of it. This bitch lied. That's purge. You lied and caused somebody to die. How are you out? You had children. You got married. You had children. You have grandchildren. You got to know them. You probably have great-great-grands. If you 88, they come visit you and shit. But I have a question. Who them hospice workers? They couldn't have been black. They couldn't have been black hospice workers. Them was white hospice workers. Just the same way George Zimmerman walking around here doing videos and YouTube and shit and selling Skittles and hoodies and shit. The same way that this bitch was allowed, the universe allowed her to live to a ripe, old, respectable age of 88. I'm not going to say no more because, you're not, the right thing to do is to say you don't condone violence, but baby, I'm different. I'm different. Yeah, I'm different. But anywho, I was off topic. So Jerry Springer, I was in my public speaking class and we had a little debate. And I said how, a little debate, we had to put a presentation together, right? A little speech and advocate our argument. And Jerry Springer was not a big part, but a lot of my entertainment. I didn't get into Maury until I got older, but it was damn sure Jenny Jones, Ricky Lake, all-time favorite, Jerry Springer, Maury, and a court show. And at the time, I'm very blackety black because I'm black, y'all. I was very happy when Judge Mathis came on. I never liked Judge Judy. Never liked her. And the People's Court had somebody white before they got that Spanish woman. She was okay. She's fair. She's nice. She's nice to look at. But It's kind of boring. I like the judge from Casa Cerrado, the big dykey lesbian. I think she's a lesbian. Casa Cerrado. Whoa, she sing her own intro song, Doctora. Doctora. You gotta watch it with the captions on, because I don't know what the fuck they're saying, but it be juicy. I like Casa Cerrado, my favorite judge show ever. Ever. That Marlboro cigarette smoking ass bitch sings her own intro. I love it. I With some rapping. Love it. Okay? Love it. You have a show. I'm about to make my own intro for this song. It's gonna be like ding ding ding, you watching and static. Ding 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 ding. I'm about to do my own intro. Fuck that shit. I'm gonna sing it too. Fuck, I'm Doctora from Casa Cerrado. Yes, bitch. Anyway, I did a presentation, argument, dissertation, whatever you want to call it, on Jerry Springer, and how Jerry Springer is, because I also took theater and film, right? I also took theater and film because I'm a movie head, and I had to take electives, and I took theater and film because if I'm gonna take an elective, I'm gonna take that. So I had done, my class had done a segment on talk shows and the inception of talk shows with Geraldo and what's his name, Arsenio Hall, and da 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 da. And at the time, people were like, yes, they're the trailblazers, da 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 da. But I said the one that's going to have the longest longevity is Jerry Springer. I wasn't too big into Maury because I think Maury was one niche, right? Which, I mean, fuck it, it worked. So I mean, in my words, Maury to me was one note. It was the paternity test, and before the paternity test, it was bringing on drag queens and guessing if they were born a man or born a woman. Those was fun to see. That's pre RuPaul's Drag Race. And to me, I don't know, I'm not in the community. I felt it was done respectfully. The contestants came out to do their thing and whatever. It was like a beauty pageant. You just guess if they were born man or born a woman. That was it. There was no shade and no nothing like that. Basically demonstrating their art of being a passable woman and who had the best tuck. But those kind of stopped when Drag Race came. He just kept to keeping DNA diagnostics employed and lie detector tests employed. That lie detector guy. But I said how Jerry Springer had longevity because he taps into a market that people claim they don't support, but obviously in 27 years he was well supported. We like that. There's a reason why there can be an accident on one side of the highway, but there's traffic on the side that does not have the accident. We love a good fucking train wreck. We love it. You in traffic and you like the accident is not on this side. And why? Why? Because everybody's slowing down to look at the fucking accident on the other side of the highway. So taking that logic, yes, a show like Jerry Springer filled a niche of junk food entertainment. That is exactly what it was. Everybody and they mama knows how to eat healthy. That's why I don't see like why people need nutritionists. We all know what the fuck we're supposed to do. I guess a nutritionist can give you ideas on how to make it more satisfying, these foods. But everybody who's an adult over the age of 25 knows what they are supposed to eat to maintain a healthy diet. We know. Do we do it? No, just look at us. No, there's no pleasure in eating a green salad with Himalayan salt, fresh cracked black pepper, balsamic vinaigrette, and a little bit of cold pressed, high quality, organic, extra virgin olive oil or the new fad avocado oil. That is not pleasurable. It's not. You know what's pleasurable? A steak, how I like it, 5 seconds past moo. And what that means is when I get that steak 5 seconds ago, that cow was mooing. That's how I like it, but do I get it like that? No. You know why? Because I think it's a little bit dangerous. So I get medium rare. I like medium, but when you tell medium, a lot of these places do medium well, and I don't like anything close to well, so I say medium rare, and 9 times out of 10 it comes medium. Okay, I like that. If you give me a baked potato, please know that the baked potato is only a boat to hold butter, sour cream, bacon, cheese, chives, salt. Lots of salt. Okay? Is it really a baked potato after that? No, not really. Okay? If you give me any kind of vegetable, please give me the melted butter that you give seafood so I can dip it like sauce. That's what we want. Nobody wants to eat a salad. Okay? Okay? We know what we're supposed to do. We just don't want to do it because it don't taste good. Same thing with television. Why do you think, Jerry Springer walked so the Real Housewives and Bad Girls Club and Zeus Network can run? You know how they say Rosa, what is it? Rosa sat so Martin could walk or some shit like that. Like, what is this asshole doing? Like somebody paved the way so another person could succeed. Jerry Springer walked so all these fighting shows could run. Okay? Bad Girls Club, I used to watch it. I think it was on, was it Oxygen? It was straight fighting. It was just fighting. Zeus Network, all fighting. Jerry, fighting. We like it. We no, we don't like it. We need it. We love it. Okay? Why do you think boxing is so popular, and why fighting in hockey is tradition, and lacrosse is so fucking violent, and football is violent? We're Americans. Okay? We like cheeseburgers and violence and guns. We like sex, but don't act like you like it. So you have to be moral, and girls have to be a certain way, but we claim we want a good girl, but we cheat and we fuck around on the one that gives us the most headache. Anywho, I digress. I still didn't talk about my class because I'm all over the place today. So anyway, I did a paper on Jerry Springer on how he would have the most longevity out of all of the current talk shows that was on air, and I was right. A lot of people disagree with me. There was a lot of back and forth, but I did go to a college that was predominantly Jewish. So they had an upstanding morality that they claimed they didn't understand. And I said, well, your religion keeps you in a box. You don't really leave your zip code. We didn't say shade back then. I was like, but no disrespect. You're limited in your worldly perspective. And my teacher agreed with me. He was a convert. He converted. So he didn't start out as being Jewish. He fell in love with a woman and converted. And he said, yes, my wife and I grew up in the same neighborhood in Brooklyn. Grew up, same neighborhood. I left and went away to college and lived my life and da 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 da. And she stayed in the neighborhood. And when he came back, they, saw each other, whatever, at an event, and they got married. But her experiences dwarf his. She really has no, and they stayed in that neighborhood. They bought a house and they stayed in that neighborhood in Brooklyn. But he has those, and he married old, right? He married at 40. That's considered old. So let's say he graduated at 18, 22 years of, and the courtship is short when you're Jewish, and not like he dated her for 4 years. I think it was months before they were like, you need to marry her. So let's say he had 22 years of living his life doing hood rat shit with his friends. And she stayed in the community being pure and studying and getting a degree and pretty much being trained to be a mother and a housewife. So anyway, I brought that up in my argument, that they're not worldly. Their experiences are limited to their zip code and their religion, and that they had never seen Jerry Springer. Um, and I said, but he's your Jewish brethren. But they had never seen it because they don't watch that kind of shows. But anyway, I got an A plus 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 plus. Um, there was no malice. I put it in a way that was respectful. I got an applaud. They really enjoyed it, although they disagreed, which is fine. I'm all for let's agree to disagree. You don't have to agree with me, but did I present a good argument? Did I have valid points even though they don't change your mind? And yes. So anyway, Jerry Springer found a hole, a craving for the Americans, and we watched and we enjoyed and we watched for 27 years. That's crazy. And what's more crazy is that they kept finding people to go on these shows. Now, this is before, you know why it's so popular? Because now you could go viral on the internet. This was your moment. Your moment to have a little bit of fame. Crazy. And they used to tape in New York and then they moved to Stamford, Connecticut. So, I definitely was into the Jerry and the Maury's and the Ricky Lakes because it was New York. I'm from New York. Born and bred in New York. York. My son is saying New York. I'm like, oh, why are you saying it like that? And then I hear my video saying New York. And I'm like, oh. Because how I think I sound and how I actually sound is two different things. I got voice dysmorphia. Definitely got voice dysmorphia. So yeah, that's it. Jerry's gone up yonder. What y'all bringing to the phone? What y'all bringing to the repast? I'll make a macaroni salad. I'll put raisins in it. Oh, no. I'm going to bring the lox, baby. I'm bringing the bagels, the cream cheese, and the lox. R.I.P. Jerry. R.I.P. Your final thoughts were everything, though. Your final thoughts was everything. A ratchet ass show with the most articulated, educated final thoughts. You killed them with that. Cause we would watch the show like, Jerry, you taking advantage of these people, da 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 da, and then you would delete all of that with the final thought. Fucking gangster.